Oh,
Mhm.
hello.
My internet's been really bad.
Oh no, really?
Oh, it worked. Okay. My Wi-Fi keeps cutting out really badly. So, sorry if that happens. Okay, you just wait patiently. I think I'm going to put off the... Just waiting for Shelby. Hello. I'm always like really afraid that nobody can hear me.
No, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, hello. How are you? What's everybody reading this evening? I think I'm going to read it. Here's Shelby. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Yeah, I'm good. What are you reading tonight?
Okay, I'm reading Where Dreams Descend. I'm actually starting it. So.
What is that again? I feel
Do
like
what?
I've heard of it.
Do what?
Like, no, what is that book? I feel like I've heard of it, but
I have the cover right here. It's like a circus book.
yeah, it's like
So,
like Powerball or something, isn't it?
yeah, I think so. I'm buddy reading it, so I'm gonna try it
Oh,
out.
yeah. I'm behind on my buddy read of Shadow and Bone, but I'm not in the mood for it today, so it's just not happening.
I've
Hello.
literally just got my TBR.
You got what?
Shadow and Bone. Because I got it and Six of Crows because the Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows shows come out, and I was like, I need to have read the books to catch up because my Twitter's just so wild.
Yeah. Hello. What's everybody reading? Everybody in the comment what you're reading.
I'm going to continue Addie LaRue. I'm loving it so far.
I want to read it so badly.
It's so good. Like, I'm like 150 pages in, and I got like 10 pages in and I had to stop because I needed some tabs so that I could remember like my favorite bits of the writing.
Yeah.
But I didn't need them because they were at school, and obviously I can't go into school at the moment. So I was like, I need to go and buy some tabs.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I always hope that I'm going to tab loads of things, but then I just don't. And it's like, I find it really hard to annotate like books I read for fun, because I'm just like,
Yeah.
entertain me. I don't really care about anything else.
No, I don't do it often. I think I'm only doing it for like bits of writing that I really like.
Yeah.
Like normally if I'm reading a book, I'll just write down a quote in my reading journal. But this one I was like, okay, I'm like 5 minutes in and there's just too many.
How to Love a Duke in 10 Days. That actually sounds really good. That I feel like that sounds like a title that will be like really fun. Like I never read any like kind of fluffy kind of romance ever, and it's really bad. I really want to read more of it because I really enjoy it.
I just got into it in the last year, and it's pretty fun. You know, not much to comprehend in it.
Yeah, but it's just so much fun. Like,
yeah,
me and Abby were talking about All the Boys I Loved Before the other day, and it's just like I just love that. I love that trilogy so much. I've reread it so many times, and I just reread it a million times. I just love it so much.
Yeah, it's just so heartwarming.
Yeah, it really is. I've never heard of the Storymaker trilogy. Has anybody else heard of that?
No.
I haven't heard of it.
It kind of sounds good though. Like the title sounds good. What is that?
I've read that.
Yeah. I've not read it yet.
I haven't
so
really, I read it for uni.
yeah, I need to read it. I feel like it's one of the books I should read this year, just because obviously I should be reading it, but also like everybody else has read it, and I don't want to be like one. I get massive FOMO with anything, like even if it's like not even like a fun book or anything, like I'll get FOMO, like genuinely.
That's a really, really important book. It's
Yeah,
really
definitely, and as well, I don't want to be like, yeah.
I'm excited.
I haven't read it though. So
Glad to hear that.
I've got that. I really need to read it, but now I want to leave it for like Halloween.
is that the one with the white cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep seeing that everywhere. I feel like, was that in like some kind of a box or something recently? 'Cause
Yeah, I got the Illumicrate version.
oh, they always have such nice editions. I don't have any like I'm not like don't have any box subscriptions at all.
Oh,
But I don't want to be paying for that. Not gonna lie.
yeah.
Super. If I had some more money, I genuinely would. I feel like I spend my money on worse things and like could easily get one, but like I just haven't. I'm not very good with money.
Especially at the moment, I'm just spending so much on books, and I'm just like, this needs to stop.
Oh yeah, same, literally same. Because I'm like during lockdown, like online shopping, like genuinely. I love historical romance. Yeah, I love historical fiction in general. Like I think it's so good. So historical romance. I've never read a historical romance, I don't think, so that would be pretty fun.
I've read a few. We watched Bridgerton, and my cousin and my mom went on this big search for the books. So now I'm reading the book very slowly throughout the day. So that's like my third one I've ever read, I think.
I've heard a lot of good things about Bridgerton.
Yeah, it's a
I really want to watch it. I really, really, really want to watch it. My sister got herself a corset today. She ordered herself a corset. She's like, I'm going to be wearing this as a top. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like, oh my god. Like, she has so much confidence. I'm just like, that's not me, but like, do it.
It's January. It's too cold for that.
Yeah, literally. I'll be like, it would be nice to have, but I would never wear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see like why that would just be so much fun to read during like quarantine and stuff. Okay.
Dorothea just reminds me of Taylor Swift now.
Yeah, no, literally, but it reminds me of Middlemarch because like that's the main character in Middlemarch, and I'm convinced that that's what like a lot of the songs in Evermore is about. I'm convinced Taylor Swift read Middlemarch by George Eliot, and she wrote the song about it. I'm convinced that it fits so well. And I'm just like Dorothea is such a random name, and it's like the exact storyline of like Middlemarch, and like this is a bit suspicious.
Probably is then. It probably is.
Yeah, I genuinely like I'm convinced. Goodreads, well, me's like 50. I read like 45, I think, which is really not good, but like in 2020. But what is yours? Mine's just the average 50.
Yeah, I've done the same. Well, I've got 52, so I'll do like 1 week, but hopefully. I did 100 exactly last year, so I don't think I'll get that.
What about yours?
I've set mine at 90 I've set mine at 90 for this year.
Oh my god.
So we'll see.
I bet you do it. I bet you always read loads. You'll definitely do it.
I've put mine at 70 because this year, well, 2020, I read 104. So I think like 70 isn't too small, but it's not too big. Like last year, my goal was 15 because I just didn't really that much. Like every summer, I get back into reading a lot because like that's when uni would have holidays and I'd read loads. And then as soon as uni started up again, I'd just stop. So in this year, I'm actually really into reading now. So I'm going to write it out.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I wish I could read that much, to be honest.
Right.
I understand why.
Yeah, I get that as well.
It can be kind of just boring to watch people go back and forth for 300 pages.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I like it to be kind of. I'm one of those people that like I do like there to be a romance in most books I read. I am one of those people because it just entertains me the most. But I quite like it, a romance within a fantasy.
Yeah.
I think this, like, for me, it's got to be the characters. If I'm reading just the romance, like, the characters have to be really good. Like, I really want to root for them. Whereas,
Yeah,
like, if it's fantasy, I'm less likely to want to root for them, but just love the
Yeah.
world.
yeah, I get what you mean. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I like both because I feel like I don't know. It's like the context within a fantasy. It's usually like it makes like the romance a bit more like I don't know spicy. So I don't know. I'm just one of those
There's
people.
usually some life and death involved.
Yeah, it's always like really high stakes. It's always like all those like classic tropes I love. But yeah, do you want to do a sprint at 8:15 because I think that like my dinner's ready and I don't want to, I don't want to wait too long and then it'll be cold. So I'm just gonna be like putting myself off camera and like eat during this one. But yeah. So I didn't want to come on with just my like camera off, like hello, I'm eating. So yeah.
I've had to do that in uni lectures before. It's so stressful.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would stress me out. What's your favorite genre? Fantasy is the only thing I read, except one author that I love. Well, my favorite is I don't even know. I think my favorite is Mystery Classics and then YA fantasy. I think those are my two favorite areas to read. Yeah, my sister just wrote my dinner's ready. But yeah, I'll be 2 minutes exactly. But Emily, what about you? What's your favorite?
I want to say like mystery sort of stuff, like mystery
Oh
thrillers.
yeah, I feel like I do that definitely.
Especially like YA ones. I don't know, I just have them.
I've never read a YA like one from Mr. Weird Weather, but I'm going to read Trudy Devious this year. That's happening.
I love that.
What about you, Shelby?
I like pretty much everything except I get terrified by mysteries and thrillers and horror books. So, like, pretty much anything. I tried reading Truly Devious, and I went outside to walk my dog and was convinced somebody was stalking me in my own front yard.
I'm honestly not sure what my favorite genre is. At the moment, I'm reading a lot of fantasy, but I'm the same. Like, I love pretty much everything. I think there's a book out there in every genre for every person. You've just got to find it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely kind of mix and match, but I think YA fantasy and classics are what I read the most. So then I just consider that what I like the most. But I really enjoy other kind of things. I just never read it. Okay, we've got 1 more minute. So, hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for coming. What are we all reading from Sprint? So I'm reading Hotel by Dickens. Emily?
I'm reading Midnight Sun by Zippin.
I'm reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue.
And Where Dreams Descend.
Okay, I'm really hoping that like I'm going to be able to share my screen and get this timer up and everything properly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I very rarely do. I only got like into thriller and stuff this like last year. Really, I'd never read a thriller book at all before The Family Upstairs, which I loved. But okay, yeah, it's 15:15, so I'm going to try and figure out how to if I share my screen. Like, I don't know how to do this. Is this? I'm not. You know what? I'm not attempting this because I think. Is that right? Like, did that timer come up for a second?
No. Not for
No.
me.
Okay.
I didn't see anything.
I need like help with this. I think there's something with my laptop or something where I can't like do this because it's very old. So I'm just gonna right. So everyone sprint. Will we do like a half an hour?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Sorry, that was a complete failure.
Can we try again?
Yeah, maybe I'll try again later, but I'll just write it in the comments. Okay, that's not happening. But yeah, okay, sprint until for I'm gonna go eat, and then I'll be back. Everybody just sprint.
Look who's trying to follow me now. You don't want to come sit with me when I'm on the couch? You don't want to come spend time with me? You don't get to get any food. Kind of work around here because of trying to follow me.
Okay, so I finished that like a bit early because we were meant to stop at. I had the timer going a wee bit longer, but it's quarter two now. So
I think I put my thing on mute, but I don't think I actually put it on mute. So I'm very sorry if you guys heard my dog and my brother arguing.
yeah, I heard that. I thought that was a TV show. I thought
Yeah, I thought it was TV stuff.
I told them that I was doing this, and you know how little brothers are. He's 15, so he's like, I'm gonna go against everything you want. So he started yelling, and then the dog started barking, and it was crazy. And then I looked up and realized I wasn't on mute, and I was like, oh my goodness, no.
I thought it was a TV show. So
Well, I'll have to
literally
tell him
something
his
like
acting is excellent then. I'll double check next time.
So what did everybody read anyway? How much did everybody read?
I read 53 pages.
Wow.
Oh my god, that's so good. How fast you read?
I read really fast, and well, to be fair, sometimes I don't. It depends on the book, but this is like a really quick read for me.
That's mad. I do not read that fast. Definitely not. Emily, how much did you read?
I read 32 pages.
That's really good as well. Oh, I'm so slow. Shelby.
I read 29 pages, 28 and a half pages.
These are all so fast. I don't even know. I think I read like because I ended up while I was eating, I was just like, I'll listen to the Shadow and Bone like audio because I was just like Bleak House I like by itself as an audio I just can't do. So I think I read like a chapter of like a chapter and a half of Shadow and Bone, which I really don't think was that much. But to be fair, I was like eating and going to get food and stuff, so I'll let myself off a
What
little
did
bit. Sorry?
What did you have for dinner?
I had this like homemade pie, but it was like really nice. Like whenever people say pie, I just always think people think that that's like disgusting or something, but it was actually really nice. Like it was really nice. It was like this like ham and chicken one, but it was really nice. With these like
nice.
delicious like roasties. They're like you know, like roasties, like they were so good. Hello to everybody who joined. I'm so glad I worked out how to share the screen.
Yeah.
Finally. So yeah, I'm kind of with Shadow and Bone and Bleak House, depending on what I'm in the mood for. Addie LaRue, Midnight Sun, Lord Green Swans. I feel like I've got this to a T now. Is that Shelby's brother shouting? I think that's what that refers to.
Makes him cute.
Or that maybe it was the dog.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That is good. That's the same as me. I hadn't read all day. So yeah, reading it all is good. That's mad. These are all so fast. I'm so jealous. Yeah, annotating takes up way more time. What are you reading? I feel like I might have already asked that. I'm going to scroll up to see. Yeah, you're reading why I'm no longer talking to white people about race. What do you think so far? Oh, sorry.
When you say you're annotating, like what do you guys mean by that? Do you mean like tabbing? Do you mean like writing in the book as well? Or because I think people mean really different things and it confuses me.
I think so. It depends on what I'm reading. Like if I'm reading something for fun, I won't write in the book. And it depends on what kind of like edition it is. If it's like a proper nice like YA like hardback or something, I'm not writing in that. I'll just like tab it like a quote maybe that I like or like something a character says. It's like character development, like really basic things. And then if it's like a classic something I'm doing like uni, I'll probably write in it and probably annotate it as like I don't even know what I annotate. I think I'm a bad annotating person, to be honest. I'm like not very good at it. What does, if everybody could like comment as well how they annotate, like what they, like if they have like specific colors or something for like how they annotate, because I think I need to watch more videos on how people annotate because I'm not good at it.
Yeah, I like the concept of writing in a book to me is just like, no, I just
I write in like all of my comics. I used to be like that, but I kind of have to if I'm like doing an essay on it. But
yeah,
I'm kind
no,
of like
I understand that.
Yeah, only if it's like
Like,
a edition that doesn't cost that much or isn't like
yeah.
that beautiful.
See, like when I was at uni, I just have so many post-it notes in my books because I didn't want to write on them.
Yeah, I used to be like that as well. There are some books that I am annoyed that I ever wrote in. I have this like complete Shakespeare like book, and I wrote in that and tabbed it, and it's like quite old. And I'm rich, and I wrote in that. To be honest, I should just bought new Shakespeare things. Whenever I was doing it for classes, I should have just bought them individually for like cheap copies. But I wrote in it, and I'm kind of annoyed at that. But yeah, everybody's channels is in the description. I left like a link to everybody's channels. We should definitely get Carrie to more subscribers. Get just 200 subscribers. How many do you have right now? You know?
I think I got to 150 earlier.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 200 then. It's the next goal.
Yeah.
That as well.
Oh, crazy.
That'd be bad. Overnight.
I think my mind would like explode.
Yeah, literally same.
Well, that's a good idea, actually.
Oh.
That is good. I usually do that in books that are like older whenever I don't understand the words. Like Dickens, for example. That's me. I do that as well. I did that with Throne of Glass and completely forgot.
Yeah, I think when you get really wrapped up in the story, it must be really hard to be like, actually, I'm going to write down my thoughts because you're like, no,
Yeah.
I want to keep.
Yeah, literally. I don't know how to annotate stuff I like because I'm just like, well, I'll annotate everything then because I like it all. Like, I don't really know how to annotate stuff I enjoy. Like, I can only annotate stuff I don't enjoy. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Right. Well, I like to pick all the time between just like annotating and having like set colours meaning things. And then like more so recently I've read like when I read like the Jordan Nicholson books, I've just like tabbed things that I found like funny or whatever. And so I just like it so it was like a rainbow going down the left side.
Oh, I like that.
But I've just like lost it, like I don't really care anymore what anything means. I just stick the colour in and
I like that. Sorry, you can hear people shouting in the back. My sister's shouting at like for my brother to do something or something. So yeah.
My dog's barking, so big surprise there, right?
I don't really annotate it if I do. I just write random thoughts in the margin. Yeah, that's a good idea as well. I think it's just like, yeah, everybody just does whatever kind of feels right to them, I guess. Writing fiction. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think I'd probably write in non-fiction more than I would fiction.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. 11 pages is still better than 0. So
Every page is progress.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I can never remember what anything's about.
Oh, same. I've got a little where I write down my thoughts, but even looking back at it, I'm like, what did I mean by this? I find that I change my opinions on books like retrospectively. Like I can read a book and finish it and be like, wow, I love that book. And then like 3 weeks later, I'll be sitting there going, actually, I didn't like this about it.
Yeah. I do that all the time. Or like if I think that something's like okay, and then I can't stop thinking about it, and then I'm like, that actually is really, really good.
Mm.
I did that with Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf earlier. I increased my rating to 5 stars because I was just like, it's too good. It's not a 4-star, it's 5-star. So I would say taking my best books of 2020. I'm late to it, but that's what I was doing. And then I was just like, that needs 5 stars. What's everybody's favorite book?
Favorite book? Oh no.
Yeah. Or favorites. It's just the first thing that pops into your head. It doesn't have to be your all-time favorite.
One of mine is Jane Eyre. I love
Oh,
Jane Eyre.
yes. Yeah, that is one of the best books ever. 100%.
Yeah, it was like the second, which I don't know if you consider Gone with the Wind a classic, but
Yeah,
I do. So it was like the second classic I ever read, and it was so easy to read, which is probably what made it my favorite. But yeah, I love Jane Eyre.
I love it so much. It's so good. I read it whenever I was 16, I think, and it was one of my first like classics, and it blew me away. I was like, this is like the best thing I've ever read in my life.
Yeah.
But I need to read it. What about everybody else?
I think one of the first ones that popped into my head was "And Then There Were None" by Agatha Christie.
Oh, you always talk about that one. Yeah, I really want to read it.
Being shocked at like how it turned out and just being like, whoa, actually, that's whoa.
Yeah. I described you in that shout out video I did. Like, she loved like Agatha Christie.
I do.
I think my favorite book I discovered literally in November, and it was The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I just loved it. Like,
that's such a controversial one.
I know.
I got it for Christmas, so I really want to like it because I got it, so I really want to like it. So I'm really hoping I think the same as you.
Yeah, I think it's really strange because I hadn't really heard like any negative reviews until after I read it. And then I was like, I love this. But then I was watching Gavin's video, like his worst books of the year, and he included it in that. And obviously, like there was so much backlash against him for that video. But when he was talking about it, I was like, I can actually see some of your points. Like, I understand why people don't like it, but I was like, I just don't care. I love it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just say that like none of it really makes sense. Like you just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the writing is like really beautiful. It's really kind of like flowery and descriptive, which isn't everyone's kind of cup of tea. But I just loved it, and I could excuse not being so great. I think if you really like it and like the writing, you kind of notice the plot more. Like I have a plot in my head, but then some people's criticism is that like the plot you kind of have to force out of it rather than it coming naturally. But I just loved it. It was really descriptive.
That doesn't necessarily mean it is bad. It's just kind of I really want to like it, so hopefully I will.
Did you read The Night Circus by her? I think it's
no, it's on my TBR. I want to read it this month after Addie, but I'm really loving Addie, so I don't want to make them compete against each other as my best book of the month.
Have you read it, Shelby?
I haven't, but it's one of my mom's favorite books, and she keeps telling me I have to read it. So
yeah, I have it. I've had it for years, but I've not read it. And I really need to because most people just love it. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about it ever.
Yeah,
I really can't wait to read it and compare it to The Starless Sea.
Yeah, I think most people prefer Night Circus, so that'll be really interesting.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Lord Loss.
I haven't either.
What's that about? Like, is it fantasy or what is that? I've never heard of it. And what are you thinking about it as well so far? Oh no, that was the favorite book. I'm getting confused. Yeah. Well, then definitely what's it about? And like, why do you love it?
I've heard of that one. I think I had it for a little bit and just never got around to it.
I've never heard of that. What's that one about as well? Obviously, it's sad. Sorry, my Tamagotchi is like screaming. I've called him Tikka Masala,
What a
but like,
throwback.
huh?
What a throwback.
Yeah, I know. I got it for Christmas, and I'm just so happy with it. I always call them after different like curries that I love. I don't know why. It's always the first thing that comes into my head. Like the last one was jalfrezi, and I just like I don't know. I love them wee guys. They're just so cute. But yeah. Anyway, I forget about my Tamagotchis. Just went to sleep. Bunkar's Moon. I really want to read both of those books.
I've not read either one, but I've heard
Yeah,
great things about
Bunkar's Moon. I just want it so badly.
I've heard of Fable, but only because of, was it the Fairy Loot edition? It is.
Yeah.
maybe
And
so.
it was so beautiful. I really want it.
I really want them both. Really strange. I think most people find it really strange, from what I can tell. I always get so thirsty whenever. Okay, I've never heard of that. That's interesting. I didn't think it was going to be YA there.
I've heard of the author.
Yeah, I think I've heard of the author, but not the book.
That does sound good.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that's probably an adult book.
But it's so. I just noticed like bookshop though. So is it like, do books have a part in the book? Like books within books? Because
I love that.
that's on my. I really want to read more books about books this year.
You should read The Scarlet Sea.
Is that? Oh yeah, that has like a library or something.
Yeah.
I will read the Scarlet Sea this year. I also got The Unlikely Escape of Uriah Heep.
Oh, I've heard a lot of good things about that.
And I really want to read that. I'm really excited about that. I can't wait. And it's floppy as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was so excited when I got it. Yeah, it seemed like it. Ooh, okay. I'm going to add that. Let me go up and see what the story's like.
I'm going to quickly look at that.
I'm going to write that down because I want to read that now, and I'm going to add that to my wish list.
That's immediately what I do.
Yeah, literally. I've stopped. I don't really use my Goodreads TBR. I use my wish list as a TBR, kind of, not a TBR, like books I want to read, but not that I don't have.
It'll be when I'm watching people's videos and they'll mention a book and I'll be like, I'm adding that. And then I'll be like, adding that. And I'm just like,
I do that all the time. I don't really think I am ever going to get all of these books, but maybe one day.
Literally. I just have a massive haul, so I definitely can't buy any more at the moment.
Yeah, I've bought loads. I keep buying books off Depop because it's just not Amazon and it's cheap. And it's just I'm just like, oh, a hardback for £9, that's so good. But then I buy like 5 of them and it's just like, no.
I bought a book on Depop, and I live on the East Coast, and I bought it from a girl in Alaska 2 weeks before Christmas, and it's still not here because our postal service is so far behind. So it was great. But the moral of that story was that I got mine for like $9 or $10, which is even less than £9. So I love Depop. It's so good.
That is so good. I always get jealous because it's like whenever there's like hardly any, or you scroll to the bottom of the search bit in Depop, and then you see all the American ones, and they're always like better. And I'm always like, I wish like I could get that here, but I can't. There'll be like really nice hardbacks and stuff, and I'm just like, hardbacks aren't as common here. Oh,
The most
so
annoying thing I
When I
found
was
at
in front of Glass Books, that happened to me. The UK had all of them in these really pretty paperbacks, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's gonna take so long to get here and cost so much to ship it."
Yeah, it's
I
so funny.
really,
Sorry, I'll let you go. Sorry.
I really want the Owl Crate edition of Addie LaRue, but it is so expensive because obviously, like, Owl Crate is really expensive to ship to the UK anyway. But people who have got it and are selling it for like £135,
Yeah.
and it's gorgeous. But I'm like, that is ridiculous. I'm not doing that.
It's the fact that people actually have that money to be spending on books, like on one book, that blows my mind.
Literally, like, but to be fair, it's been up there for weeks and no one's bought it. So I'm just like, just lower the price to like normal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I don't get the point of that. Do you want to do a sprint at 10 past?
Yeah.
Okay, just because I know that I'll forget to actually sprint.
Oh yeah.
And I'll actually do Bleak House, which is what I'm supposed to be doing this sprint. I've just been reading it for so long. Shelby did a much better, like.
I had to read like 36 pages a day, I think it was, because I was reading it the whole month.
Yeah,
like an hour and a half when I usually asleep to read it. It was a time.
Oh my god, that makes me really feel bad that I didn't read it on time.
Don't feel bad, because it's totally my own competition with myself. If I don't do it, I get angry at myself. So
yeah, it's my camera like makes it weird. Yeah, it's such a big book. It's so big, and the font in this is absolutely tiny because I have one of these really cheap Wordsworth editions. There's like 700 pages in this. There's like in normal editions, there's usually like over 1,000, I think.
Oh wow,
it's big. But it's so good. I'm loving it so much, and I love Esther with all of my heart.
Yeah, I like Esther.
I love the characters. He always has such good character names as well. All the characters are called such cool things.
I find classics really weird because some of them, like, I don't know why, but in my head I always expect classics to be really big like that. But then when I read Pride and Prejudice, I was so shocked at how small it was. Like, it's really weird, but in my head classics are always huge, but they're not. It really confuses me.
Actually, most aren't. We get maybe like George Eliot and Dickens. I feel like they're probably the most popular, massive ones, and then like Wuthering Heights and all of the ones by the Brontes are not that big. So many. And Moby Dick. Oh God, has anybody read Moby Dick?
No.
That is boring. That's 1,000 pages, and that is boring. Like,
that's the worst.
It's literally just like man on a boat, and it's just not good. It's like really boring, but it's so weird because nobody talks about how it's like written as a Shakespearean tragedy. Nobody ever talks about that, but it is, and that's the only interesting thing about it. There's so many Shakespeare references, and it's written as a Shakespearean tragedy. I think I'm a weirdo, but I think that's really interesting. So yeah, that's the only thing worth it about. And the first couple of chapters are mind blowing, like so good, and then the rest, just whenever they actually get to the sea, it changes, and like Ishmael isn't even really a character really at all in it. Like the main character disappears, and it's just really odd. He doesn't literally disappear, but he disappears from like you're not in his head anymore, and it's just so odd. It's really odd, but yeah.
Because I've read like a retelling of it, but like the Patrick Nesta and the Ocean Was Our Sky or something. And I really enjoyed it, but it was so short. It's like that big, and it's got illustrations in, and it was like nice and short and sweet. Sorry, but I haven't read the like.
Wait, what book was that?
And the Ocean Was Our Sky, I think it's called.
I've never read anything by Patrick Ness either.
Sad.
I've heard a lot of good things about him because I think he's Tasman's favourite author from Tea Books and Tasman.
Oh, yeah.
He's mine.
Yeah, he's Emily's as well. I need to read more. Okay, well, do you want to do another sprint? Do you want to do another 30 minutes? Or do you want to do like a 20 to make it even to half past?
Mm.
Don't mind.
Okay, we'll just do 30. We'll do 30.
I'm gonna remember to put myself on mute this time so we don't have any arguments between the animals and the humans.
Hey.
Okay, there we go. I feel so like amazing with technology right now. Hello. Sorry for the beeping. So how did everybody do?
Not too bad. I got through 40 pages.
40?
Yeah.
What about everybody else?
I read 24 pages of this and got to the part where I needed to get to today, and then read 6 pages of A Little Princess. So what does that make it? 30 pages?
That's really good.
Yeah.
I read 43 pages of Addie LaRue and updated my
An updated what?
my vlog because I'm vlogging the experience.
Ooh,
Fun.
I'm excited to watch that. I forgot. I'm so bad at I always forget to look a couple of chapters of Shadow and Bone again, even though I did say I would read Bleak House. But it's because, yeah, it's the audiobook again, you know? So I don't know where I was. A couple of chapters. Hello. Thank you for coming and watching. How are you? I literally can't, like, once I get in the bath, I'm literally like a wrinkly little, I don't know, creature by the time I ever get out of the bath. 10 pages, that's really good.
Yeah.
21
series.
Wow.
I've never read Akatar at all, to be honest. 63.
Same.
Wow.
I really want to read it. Everybody always talks about it. Like, literally constantly. If anybody ever talks about it. And I'm just like, I'm so left out right now. Oh, I need to read it. Because I'm so behind on everybody was reading Stone of Glass, and I'm still behind on that series. And now I'm behind on Akatar. So, yay.
Yeah, and there's a new one coming out this year, isn't there, for Akatar?
Yeah, that's because so everybody literally won't shut up about it. I'm just like, talking about it.
But I didn't actually realise, like, some people I'm following on Bookster have been reading Akamath recently, and I didn't actually realise how big it was. Like, it's actually a pretty chunky book, because in my head, the whole series was like standard, like 350-page books, and then I saw someone like hold it, and I was like, what? That's huge.
Have you read them, Charlie?
I've read them. I've read them twice now.
Have
and
you?
The third one is like they made them like Bible pages, but it's really like 800 or 900 pages. I want to say maybe 700, but it's huge. Well,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
No, I didn't know that.
in the hardcover they made them like Bible thin, and then I won a giveaway, and they sent me the UK paperback of the Aka War, and it was like this big. I was like, oh my goodness! So
Oh my god.
they just keep getting bigger and bigger.
I did not know that. I thought the same as you. Like, I thought that they were like average.
Yeah, I think the first one is like a little smaller.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I think I saw the old editions as well because they've had like a mid-series cover change. And I don't know which one I prefer because I want to get them, but I'm like, I'll have to get the newer ones because obviously they've changed. And it's,
And the new one won't be in the old. That was a bit weird. Like, why would they do that to people?
They
I
said
know.
it was for marketing. Like they wanted the new books are going to be adult, which her content is already pretty adult in the.
Yeah, I've heard that it's like really quite steamy.
Yeah, so I don't really know. They were going to remarket it as like an adult book, or as an adult series. And when I went to Barnes and Noble, they were in the adult fantasy section, so I guess it worked. But
Yeah.
it does kind of bother me that they changed the covers for
Yeah,
books.
I didn't know that there was going to be more books at the time because obviously I didn't really know anything about it, and I bought like the first one in the old cover,
Oh no.
And now I'm like, why did I do that? Like, now I'm gonna have to get it again if I'm gonna like get the rest in the new covers, because like there's no point in even trying to get all the old covers, because like then the newer one won't match. So it's just like bad.
I like the old ones much better. But what can
Yeah,
you do?
I like the old ones better.
I can't tell because I actually quite like the like brightness of
Mhm.
the new ones.
Yeah, they kind
I
of grow.
think yeah, they're growing on me more and more.
Yeah.
But when I look at the old ones, I think that they kind of fit the fantasy element more.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really weird.
It's weird for Sarah J. Maas covers. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't like they're not very Sarah J. Maas style covers.
Mm.
They look
Oh,
like
I've never read her, so I don't know.
folklore-ish, or not like folklore as in like Taylor Swift folklore, because that's all I can think of when I say that. But they look
Same.
like folklore or like really old legends or something. That's what the new covers remind me of, like a retelling of an old
Yeah.
legend.
yeah, it is
Or
like that.
kind
Yeah.
of a twist on a different culture or something, but it's not what they are. So
Yeah, a lot of people have the old ones, I think.
Oh wow.
I was off a little bit by Aquawar. Whoops.
First of all, hello, Kaz. Thank you for coming and watching. Yeah, that's a lot
They're chunky.
of pages.
That's like 1,700 pages just for the first 3 books.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I feel like Shelby's the only one who's actually gonna know this, but yeah.
Like the only thing I've heard about that series is that like chapter 55 is quite I know Tasman did a video where she vlogged reading Akatar, and I really want to watch it, but I'm like, I have to read it first. So I always do that with people's vlogs. I'm like, oh, I'll save this because I want to watch it, but I'm like, I need to read the book first.
Yeah, I always do that with people's vlogs. I'm like, I really want to watch that, but I don't want to get like spoiled at all.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't worry. Yeah, I filmed my best of 2020 earlier, but I got then too lazy and didn't do the worst. And I'm also afraid because one of them is really controversial. But it's not that I hate it or like think it's bad. It just wasn't for me. So I kind of feel bad about including it on the list, but I couldn't think of any other ones. It's just what I rated it because it just wasn't for me. I don't want to say what it is because I'm literally just like still scared.
You can just say that it's like the most disappointing because I think that's like a huge thing. Like my worst books of 2020 was kind of like worst / most disappointing.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'd read them in another time, I'd probably like them more, but like they were just disappointing at that time.
Yeah. See, okay, I'll just say what it is so that maybe you can make me feel better before I put it in a video. But it's like The Poet X, and I feel like really specifically bad about that one because like so many people love it, and I've only heard ever one other person say. But it's not that I don't like it. It's just I think part of it was because I had a NetGalley app at the time from like whenever I was like doing BookTube board like a couple of years ago, whenever it came out, and then whenever I went to read it, like the verse was kind of all scattered all over it, and like the ebook version hadn't been put together properly, and like it was all scattered, and it was really like not only confusing about like what way this is supposed to be read, and it wasn't that like I didn't like the story. It was like I wish it wasn't in verse. I think, and then the art
with verse.
ruined it. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I struggle with verse anyway. Like the books that I read in verse, they're objectively, I guess, they're written really well, but I like a character-driven story, and I like to know my characters in and out. And with verse, I just feel like that doesn't happen. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, that was like my problem as well. I didn't see any like connection to the characters, and I was expecting it to blow my mind. I think I had such high expectations. I was expecting this to be like to like blow my mind, and then it just didn't. And now I'm just kind of sad about it. But yeah, I gave it 2.5. I think I rated it 3 on Goodreads, but felt more like 2.5. So like I can see, but I really want to read Clap When You Land and With the Fire on High. I heard that she narrates her own audiobooks.
Yeah, she narrates her own audiobooks. I didn't read it via the audiobook, but I read Clap When You Land as an ebook. But I think because it was like the Kindle version, not a NetGalley version, like I find what you were saying about the NetGalley version being like all over the place. I find that with NetGalley arcs anyway, like even for like a regular book that isn't in verse, it's all over the place and it is so hard to follow.
It is, yeah. I think there was another one that was really bad for it. I had The Astonishing Color of After as well, and that was all over the place. I was literally like, there'd be just like one word on like a page, and I'd just be like, seriously?
Yeah.
Really? But yeah, I don't really use NetGalley a lot because of that.
Yeah,
I read
off of it.
I was gonna say I read Clap When You Land too, and I gave it like 3 or 3.5 stars too. I didn't think it was exceptional, which is so controversial because almost everybody loves it. But.
Yeah, and then that makes me it makes me feel bad because I think especially with like authors who are like do you know what I mean, like own voices authors, I always feel way more guilty like giving them lower ratings because I really want to like hype their books up, but I also don't want to like I also don't want to say something's good whenever I didn't. Do you know what I mean? Because then there's not really any point. But then there's obviously other books like own voices books that I love, so I don't want people, you know what I mean, to think that I'm not trying to hype up these own voices authors whenever I want everybody to go and read it, but it's just not for me. Do you know what I mean? I think that's hard to say in a like a workbooks video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I have to
I'm going to try the audiobooks for Elizabeth Acevedo and like try her again with Clap When You Land as an audio. I feel like it would be much better that way.
Have you read With the Fire on High?
No.
It's not in verse, that one, but it's a really, really good story. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I sent Shelby the other day.
Well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'm looking forward to reading it.
Yeah, Shelby won my little giveaway. And it's like With the Fire on High, so that should come soon. I agree. And as somebody who loves poetry a lot, like I read a lot of like even like classic poetry and stuff. I think that I have kind of high expectations for poetry. I expect it to be like immaculate. Do you know what I mean? And then if it isn't, I'm just kind of like, do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm a bit picky, I think, sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I've read too many books in verse. I think Clap When You Land might be the only one. And I really enjoyed it, but I found it a really quick read. Like I can't really remember it that much, which is really bad.
That's the same with me with Code X, because you fly through it, so you don't take any time to like take it in. Because you're like, oh, I can get a book done in one day, and like you just don't take it in.
Yeah, I remember like when I was reading it that I thought it was really beautiful, like how it was written and all the descriptions. But I think I did connect to the characters like fairly like normal.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I need to read it. I'll read it. I'll try the audio because I have loads of credits, so I might as well. So it's probably going to be one. And then I probably will enjoy it because audiobooks sometimes for certain things, I think that's the kind of thing that I would enjoy a lot more. Like, I don't know. I just get that feeling, especially if she's narrating it, then I'm going to be able to hear it the way she intended it to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I've read some other like books and verse. Like, I don't know if you know Sarah Cotton, I think her name is.
Mm.
I read Moonrise, and I think that was like the last book I actually like cried at. I don't know, I just found it like so sad. It was just like that was one of the first books I've read that it just like actually really like hit me. Sometimes like you were saying like it's harder to connect, but then this one I think it's because it was I don't know what it was about it, but it's like wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Punch in the Air. I've never heard of that. Who's
Is that the
by?
one by Ibby Zabori?
What?
Is that the one? I was gonna say, is it the one by Ibby Zabori? I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, but with the really vibrant cover, like
Yeah.
with the head. Wait, with
Yeah.
the head and then like the bright colors.
Got like
around.
a swirl, isn't it?
I'm gonna look that up. Why?
I'm pretty sure it is because I'm thinking of the same one, but I just didn't know the author. But yeah, it's like a head and then it's got like a swirl of colour kind of around it, I think.
I'll probably get up on Amazon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that one there.
Ibby's.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They have that one in my local bookstore. I might have to go check that out.
It's really okay. Not to like say anything about Amazon or anything, but it's very cheap on Amazon. It's only $6.50 UK, obviously, but yeah, don't buy from Amazon, you know. I really enjoyed Long Way Down. Yeah, I've never read that.
I hear so many good things about Jason Reynolds, but I haven't picked up one of his books yet.
I feel like I don't know so many of these books. I'm like, oh no. Does anybody have another like sprint in them, or
Yeah, I did.
yeah? Do you want to do one at 10?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good time.
Sure.
Do you want to do a shorter one or just the same amount?
I don't mind.
Later for you guys than it is for me. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll do half an hour. I feel like I haven't read enough. So I'll do another half an hour if everybody else is up for that.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
I'm gonna make sure that I have this timer right now. Yeah. I'm so glad I worked out that timer. I'm not so proud of myself. Really like a really small thing. I don't know why. I'm a technology genius. So.
No. It's a good way to make yourself feel good, isn't it? Big yourself up. I always get so nervous, like at uni, when I need to share my screen for something. 'Cause I'm like, oh, that's gonna go wrong.
Oh no, I never have like ever like that's the first time I have ever shared my screen like that. That wrecks my nerves. I'm just like that.
Yeah. I've got to do it like because we're remote teaching now at schools. I have to do it for my placement school, like teaching a bunch of year sevens, and I'm just like,
That is so stressful.
honestly, it's really interesting.
I don't think I could teach kids. I would be scared of brilliant.
Yeah, it's something.
But I'm sure it's like so fun.
Yeah, it is. Like I do love it, but it's very nerve-wracking at first. I think like the more you do it, the more like the easier it'll be.
Yeah.
But at first it is like scary.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, my nerves would be wrecked at the start. Like, genuinely.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds really interesting. Like him knowing the officer and everything. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
So many good books everybody's recommending to me. I'm like,
Keep adding them and adding them.
oh, okay, right. I say it's 10, so I'm gonna set a timer. I just
Gotta
completely.
go get my charger for my computer. It's gonna die.
Oh no.
Yeah. Hello. How did everybody do? I read until like the end of how much I needed to bloody read for Shadow and Bone, and then I got to page. I think I read like 35 pages altogether. I got to page 474 of Bleak House. I was on like 450. What about everybody else?
I read about 37 pages, I think.
That's good.
I read 59 pages of A Little Princess, but the pages are really small.
That's still really good though.
I read 46 pages.
You're so fast. Like what? All of you
But-
are.
It really depends on the book, though.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Emily, what
Like,
are you
if I was reading a classic, it would be slower.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. Yeah, I'm pretty slow with Bleak House. But what are you thinking of Midnight Sun, Emily? I'm intrigued.
It's okay. I'm finding it quite annoying.
Yeah.
I'm liking him less and less, but
Yeah, I feel like it's so weird because I feel like I prefer Edward in Twilight, but Bella in Midnight Sun.
Yeah.
Mm.
I can see what you mean by that.
Bella's really likable in Midnight Sun, but Edward is so annoying. He's like, I'm a monster, but I'm just going to do all this anyway.
Yeah. All his like weird stuff, being all creepy. He's just like, yeah, I know I shouldn't do this, but laws haven't like, affected me before. Might as well.
Yeah. But like, I think people always forget that he is a vampire. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he is going to be a bit weird.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? And then as well, I think what people forget about that as well, like Alice sees in the future that like there's nothing that he can do. He's going to end up with her. So there's nothing that he can do to not be with her. Like it's going to happen. And because there's no version in the future that he's not with her. Do you know what I mean? So he can't help himself, because it's just going to happen. I think that's kind of part of it too, but it is kind of, he just won't shut up about how much of a monster he is, and it's not very fun, that bit.
Mm-hmm.
I read it, like, I pre-ordered it, and I think I read it when it first came out, and it threw me, like, back into such a Twilight phase.
Yeah.
Like, I was feeling the nostalgia so much, and I think I, like, rated it higher than I would have
Yeah.
actually taken the time to think about it. Because first, I loved, like, hearing Edward's perspective, because I do think that Edward is more interesting than Bella, like flat out. It's just interesting because he's like older, there's all those things. And I really liked the historical stuff, but like when it came to Bella, I was just like, oh, I've heard this before. I don't care.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
About like the rest of the family, stuff.
Like hearing about like Alice and Emmett, Rosalie and all, like they are the best bits. And like getting to hear in their heads and all, like Alice is just so cute. Alice is one of the best characters of all time. Like that's just like I think she's amazing. So like I love that. I thought that was like so good.
Yeah, I'm liking it. That part of it so far. It's good.
Yeah.
200 pages in, but
there's one bit. Okay, I feel like if anybody's read it, this won't give it away, but there's one bit that I really thought was really weird. It was whenever that guy gets the plane, like all of a sudden he's taking like a private plane. Do you know what bit I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
I was just like, you will know what I'm talking about. Whenever you see this, you'll be like, what is this? Like somebody just suddenly just gets on a plane to escape. Like, but it's just, but it's like really random. It's just, yeah, it's like so.
Yeah, that was something.
He's like, he's went on a private plane, and then like I was just like, what? It was like he took a small plane, so I'm gonna take a big plane or something, and I was like, what?
That felt like it was filling a like plot hole.
Yeah, she didn't know how to get
thought of.
yeah, she didn't know how to get him back fast enough.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, that was so funny. I laughed about it. That's good.
Mhm.
That's really good.
Well done.
And
Bye.
there's nothing. I mean, not necessarily late.
That's better.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to? What's everybody feeling like?
I will probably have to go in a bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
'cause I've got uni in the morning and my boyfriend has work. So.
Yeah. I think that maybe like obviously Shelby's like wide awake, but yeah, I'm happy to end here because this is my third in a row, and I'm tired at this point. Like I'm exhausted. Like I'm so tired. Reading sprints are like a lot more tiring than you'd think. They make me read so much more than I usually would.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, thank you all so much for like joining in tonight and everything. It's been like so much fun.
Thank you
It's so
for
nice to get to talk to you all and like not like in person, but like actually get to talk to you.
Yeah, it's really weird because you're like socializing, but at the same time you're not because you're reading, but then you're like meeting people and you're like, hi.
Yeah, it's really nice, and it's so weird because like obviously I watch all of your channels, and then you actually get to properly interact, and it just feels like yeah, whatever. Like I know you already because I watch your channel, so it's like kind of weird. So it feels like really nice.
It reminds me, it's like that TikTok sound, or I guess it's a meme or something, and it goes like, "When worlds collide."
Yeah.
People you watch actually in real time being able to talk to them. It's strange, but it's really
It
neat.
is. Yeah, it is really cool.
Especially because like obviously Shelby, you're in America, Rebecca,
Yeah.
you're in North, and Emily,
Yeah.
I'm not sure who you are, but I'm assuming like UK.
Yeah.
But it's really weird 'cause we're like in really different places and we're like here at the same time, even though it's not time for you, Shelby.
Yeah, it is cool. It's really nice.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll definitely do another one another time. I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's useful.
Yeah, they're so fun. I enjoy them so much, and like get everybody like comments and all just makes me so happy. I'm just like, this is so fun. And it's nice that people actually watch. Like I know obviously it's like I just get shocked like if even one person watches. I'm like, people actually want to watch me. Like what? Like okay.
So nice.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. So nice.
Yeah.
So nice having people watch and actually being interested in it. So yeah,
We've got some recommendations as well.
What
I'm
is it?
going to take.
Wait, what?
I was just saying we got some book recommendations as well in the chat.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to take a picture and do like an Instagram story and tag you all, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm gonna be like, or maybe I'll just hide my face. Okay. So strange. I guess smile. Okay. I'll tag you.
Hold on. Before we go, do you guys want to say hi to my vlog?
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hi.
There we go. Cute. We will see that at some point.
Okay.
Keep an eye out.
Okay, well, I can do this again soon. So I'll message each other about it. So
Bro.
Sounds good.
Bye guys.
bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.